The Nintendo GameCube was announced in 2001 at the E3 with the reveal of Super Smash Bros. Melee, and they showed off the capabilities of the console with the infamous intro to the video game. It was amazing to see what the next generation of consoles from Nintendo was capable of compared to the N64, and from that moment on, they opened the floodgates for their many Nintendo exclusive games that helped send the GameCube to its highest. Metal Gear Solid, Eternal Darkness, F-Zero GX, just to name a few, but that's not to say the GameCube didn't have its fair share of clunkers and duds. Take, for instance, Universal Studios Theme Park Adventure, developed by Nine Digital Works and published by Kemco. Now, there's little to no evidence on this game's history minus some archived IGN articles about the publisher and apparently winning an award for Best Game Console at ECTS. Now, I have no idea what ECTS is, and I don't care. If this game won Best Anything, I don't need to know what it is. This game is truly one of the most garbage video games I've ever played, and the fact that I wanted to play this so much as a kid must make my parents really disappointed in me. And I dropped out of college. But let's talk about the game before I jump in. The game is a 3D open-world adventure roaming around the theme park. That seems like a great idea. The last time a game was made in a similar style was Adventures in the Magic Kingdom for the NES. Ollie released around the same time as Universal Studios Orlando opened its gates. And this concept would be revisited by Disney when Disney released Disney's Connect Adventures, somehow with a 0.1 less rating than Universal Studios on Metacritic? With 110 rating? Look, I'm sorry. The person that wrote this must have been high on shrooms and crack to play this game, and then snorted coke while writing the review. But without further ado, let's jump right into it. Oh god, Nintendo. Don't you wish you could take your name off of this? You know, judging by what I remember, I definitely know that this isn't close to what the park looks like, and I've never been there. The intro video is the only redeeming quality to this game. It looked nice then and still holds up well in my adult years compared to what's being put on the GameCube then. After your run-of-the-mill name and character selection, you get to meet the head honcho himself, Woody Woodpecker, who basically says to ride rides and collect stamps for a contest. Now, I don't know if this is true or not, but I believe any first ride on any of these rides is relatively free. Until then, you have to collect enough points to collect hats that you have to buy from Woody Woodpecker to ride the rides first, almost as a predated Fast Pass. First game up is E.T. Adventure, where you have to bring E.T. to a spaceship and send him home, where you ride your bicycle through the suburbs and through the forest to get him to his ship. This bicycle is literally worse than any skate game when it comes to precision balance. Okay, maybe a rough landing. Alright, let me get this go as straight as possible. Nuh-uh, no way, nope! I mean, it's so inconsistent, I have no idea whether I'm gonna fall or whether I'm gonna stay up. Are you fucking serious? A nice stroll on the mountainside. Oh shit, Jesus Christ! And of course, they have to sprinkle in the most nostalgic part of the movie. You know, I hear when this scene plays out in this game, Spielberg cries into his tissues made of Benjamins. So yeah, after you get to his ship, you get a stamp because, you know, that's the game's supposed to have a motive besides blatant product endorsement. Another odd stamp challenge is to collect letters that spell out Universal Studios around the park. I don't know why they added that. Maybe to sprinkle in some fun RNG? Fuck this fucking bird! This is a stupid fucking quiz you have to complete to collect the quiz stamp, and for somebody who first played this when they were 5, it is fucking hard and stupid. I'm 23 and I haven't seen most of these fucking movies. Like, look at this. I had to look up the answer for a movie that came out in 1973. And look at this shit. I have to answer the final question, and when I go to look it up, nothing from the given possible choices is the one given to me by Google. So, of course, I go out on a fucking limb, and the game says, nope, fuck you, I finally won it after fucking trial and error in Google, but it's so stupidly fucking long and not necessary that it shouldn't have been involved in the fucking game in the first place. And then for some reason, after you beat the stupid fucking quiz, you unlock 2 extra minigames that one's like a puzzle, and I don't even know what the other one is. I did not want to fucking deal with this goddamn bitch for any more of my fucking time playing this god-awful game. I basically flipped to the bird and told her to go fuck herself, and I went on to every other fucking ride in this goddamn park. The Jaws minigame is nothing like the park ride. This time you're actually on the orca, and you have to throw barrels at the shark to prevent it from eating your boat. And after a while, you dwindle his health to nothing. He swims off like he called him fat and hurt his shark feelings.
I'm gonna tell my mom on you.
Now, I will give this game credit by saying that the Back to the Future ride is probably one of the most faithful adaptations when it comes to ride to minigame, and is probably the most well-controlled minigame in this entire shit show. It follows the same premise of the actual ride, Biff steals a DeLorean, and you're tasked with stopping him. It is probably the most visually appealing minigame, and it's probably, like I said, the most well-controlled. There's nothing really wrong with this minigame. You have to drift to keep your speed. You really don't have to use your drift until you get to the Antarctic part of the map. And then when you get to the Molten Rock part of the map, then that's when you have to really drift hard. And by dwindling Beth's health into nothing, you finally get him back into Hill Valley, where I'm sure that he gets beaten in police brutality. I mean, look at all those cop cars. Now, if you've never been to Waterworld, oh boy, let me tell you, have you ever wanted to see this amazing sun show? Well, here it is. Yep, you basically view the finale from different angles. Why? Why is this a thing? I mean, what executive looked at this game and said, you know, May, I don't see any, I don't see Waterworld in this. Well, sir, you know, we really didn't have enough time to put Waterworld in. Oh, just throw the ending on there. Those kids are fucking stupid. They'll believe anything. This was just unnecessary and would have been just as shit without it as it is with it. Here is the main attraction of this game, Jurassic Park the Ride. In this minigame, you're tasked with using a laser gun on the back of a Jeep Wrangler that my father would have found cool in 2001, and you're supposed to keep the car from receiving too much damage. You can't free aim for shit, so you have to use the lock-on feature that is pretty much like 25-75. It either works, or it fucking misses. But the big finale is when you come across a T-fucking-Rex. Look at it all. It's 480p glory. You have to aim for certain spots on the dyno until it finally collapses. To be honest, I didn't even know that these shots were connecting until it switched weak points. I really only have 2 weak points, and I got down to my last bit of health when I finally got the dinosaur down. But I, no joke, sat and shot at this fucking dinosaur's tail for at least 5 minutes without it switching. This minigame is very boring and repetitive, and could have been done much better. To be honest, if they sprinkled in Jeff Goldblum's laugh instead of laser sounds, I probably would enjoy this minigame a lot better. Wild Wild West is a point-and-shoot minigame based off the Sun Show of the same name. It's okay, I guess. I mean, really, what else do you want me to say? It's just point and click. This is truly the worst minigame of the entire game. Backdraft is based on the Sun Show and Universal Studios, which comes from the movie that was released in 1991. You run around this factory of some sorts that is full of fire and people, and you have to save as many people as you can. The controls are shit. The camera is even shittier because it's a fixed point of view. And when you go from one point of view to another, your controls are flipped until you stop moving to let the game catch up on how the controls are supposed to go. I don't know who designed this game, but whoever did needs to get bopped in the fucking head with a wet noodle. I mean, for Christ's sakes, it is simple game design. How do you fuck it up this badly? And I didn't know this, but you can actually finish the minigame without rescuing everybody. And when I got to this screen, I thought I wasn't getting a stamp, and I had to do this all over again. This is probably about 1 a.m. in the morning that I'm trying to record this footage. I was about to throw my controller through my fucking room window. But no, they still give me a stamp. I don't know what the criteria is for being a firefighter, but apparently 8 out of 10 alive isn't 2 out of 10 dead. And after you complete the stamp book, you get to unlock the ending of the game. A shitty firework display of the entire park going through the various places that you went. They really thought they were doing something with Woody Woodpecker, weren't they? Well, there you have it. Universal Studios Theme Park Adventure. Truly one of the biggest pieces of shit I have ever played. I stayed up for 3 hours beating this game in one go, and it's 2 hours and 45 minutes too much. Bad controls, bad graphics, and horror design. I think I deserve to sue Nintendo for this Gitmo style of torture I endured. Well, that's all I got for you. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube and follow me on Twitch and Twitter. I'll see you guys later. Peace.